At the beginning of the film, we see Kate and Jack saying goodbye at the airport. He is flying to London for an internship. The trip has long been planned and approved by both of them, but the girl feels anxious and begs to stay. But he still leaves. 13 years pass. Christmas Eve. Jack is in the bed of a posh penthouse. His mistress is going to her parents for Christmas, and he rushes to the office. He's a cool boss, and he kept heart with his employees. There's a big deal at stake, and he's not interested in Christmas or his employees' family plans. He's the new Scrooge McDuck. The secretary brings a letter from the very Kate with whom he, alas, broke up. Once they were going to get married, but Jack has no regrets, even though he is still single. He chose a career, and he's a dizzying success. This is his life now, and it suits him perfectly. The assistant wants to call Kate like she asked, but the boss forbids it. Let the past be the past. A true workaholic, Jack is the last to leave the office. An African-American man with a lottery ticket breaks into a shop where the man also enters. He is very happy and asks the cashier to check the ticket. The winnings are $200 and more. But he is kicked out of the shop, claiming that the ticket is fake. The angry customer pulls out a gun, and everyone freezes with horror. Suddenly, Jack offers the man a deal. He will buy his ticket, cash it out, and make money on the difference. The African-American man thinks for a couple of minutes, pointing the gun at Jack, and smiles, agreeing. People exhale. In general, the guy is very strange. He knows Jack's name from somewhere, and only laughs when he offers to help a socially unsettled black man. Maybe it's the businessman who needs help. Because we all need help. He said so himself. No. Well, Merry Christmas then. The businessman shrugs his shoulders and goes back to his place. It's good to be in familiar comfort. He undresses and falls on the bed, and when he wakes up, he feels something strange. Unusual sounds. A different bed. A woman sleeping on his chest. Maybe he had too much to drink last night. He tries to see her face. Suddenly, 2 screaming children come running in, and with them a horrible shaggy dog. The man is in complete shock. This bunch of strange get on the bed and make a complete mess. The woman doesn't seem surprised. In fact, everyone acts like everything is normal. But not for Jack. He's just shocked. Hastily pulling on the first clothes he could find, the man tries to slip out of this hellish place. But in the doorway, he runs into some people who are congratulating on Merry Bloody Christmas again. Oh no, this is too much. What the hell is going on here? Suddenly, he recognizes them. It's Kate's parents. The same Kate he left 13 years ago. And that tired woman upstairs. God, that's her. After borrowing a car from his father-in-law, Jack rushes to his house. But the doorman chases him away and his neighbor doesn't recognize him. Angry, he goes to the office, where he is again not recognized, and, pointing his finger at the information board, he yells that he is the president of the company. But, suddenly he sees that the plaque has a completely different last name on it. Furious and dumbfounded, the man runs out of the building, almost under the wheels of his own Ferrari, driven by the same black man with the lottery ticket. But he is now unrecognizable. The acquaintance is not surprised at all, and suggests Jack to get into the car to get an explanation of what is happening. However, this man doesn't say anything sensible, just nonsensical innuendos. Jack's act yesterday caused a storm of excitement at the top. Many people are sick of sharp turns, and so on. A distraught businessman demands to know how he can get his life back. The daredevil driver, smirking, informs him that it's up to him to find it out for himself. There will be time for that. The man drives off, dropping Jack off and leaving him with a bicycle belt. It's a connection, is the explanation. While looking for the right house at random, Jack comes across of neighbors who are convinced Jack is having an affair. Kate is freaking out. Where has he been? A fellow neighbor advises him to think about his family. The bewildered businessman almost sneaks into the ordinary house. Kate, his wife in this life, is glad he's okay, but angry about his disappearance. He tries to explain to her what's going on, but she's sure her husband is just messing with her. In the evening, they are invited to visit. While Jack disgustedly looks at the clothes in the wardrobe, his daughter approaches him, but sensing something, runs away in fear. At the party, everything pisses him off, and when he returns, he has to walk the dog. In the morning, it turns out that he has a bunch of family responsibilities that he had no idea about in his previous life. The daughter is sure that it's not her father, but an alien, and gives her neglectful father practical advice. Jack honestly confesses to her that everything is so, and gets in the person of little Annie an ally. The girl wants her real father to come back, and he dreams of returning to his real life as soon as possible. After all, in this one, he is a simple tire salesman. Gradually, Jack begins to realize that he has fallen into an alternative reality, where he didn't fly to London 13 years ago. And Kate has turned into a real beauty. True, exhausted by everyday life. So, a few months go by. During a family shopping trip, a man makes an ugly scene, accusing Kate of stealing his real life. He can't even afford to buy an appropriate jacket. He apologizes afterwards, and on the way home tries to find out how they got to this life, gently questioning his wife. It comes out that he's a loser, but she's somehow happy with everything. Gradually, he begins to like Kate more and more, but their relationship is not going well. Perhaps he is missing something important. In an attempt to understand what it is, Jack watches an old video of a family celebration, and suddenly, this touches his soul. The next day, it turns out to be another anniversary of their marriage. Kate gives him a luxury gift, the branded suit he's been coveting, and it looks as if he himself simply forgot about this date. In the evening, correcting the oversight, he takes his wife to an expensive restaurant in New York City. There, he has an attack of frankness, and he honestly says that he is not living his life. But Kate understands it in her own way. Yes, she also sometimes wishes they could afford more, that she didn't have a career, but she can't imagine life without her husband and children. Jack finally seems to realize exactly what he's been missing out on, and that's love. That's what ties everything together. From the restaurant, the couple go to a nice hotel and spend a wonderful night there. From that day on, everything starts to come together. The tire trade is more successful than ever. The kids are no longer annoying. And Kate is blossoming every day. On Valentine's Day, Peter Lassiter, an old partner from Jack's former life and a Wall Street shark, stops by the tire shop. Talking to him about business, Jack gets so passionate about his favorite subject that he gives him some very valuable advice. The seasoned businessman is shocked by these words. He never expected to meet a man with such a deep understanding of economics in a provincial tire shop. Peter invites Jack to come to his office when his car is repaired. Using his knowledge from his past life, the man impresses both partners with his insight, convincing them to hire him. And, bingo, now he's part of Wall Street again. For now though, on probation. Alan Mintz, the president of the company, in his former life was his subordinate, is concerned about this turn and firmly outlines to Jack the boundaries of permissible, threatening to get rid of him if he suddenly encroaches on his place. But the new employee only laughs, which leads Alan to complete confusion. Wishing to surprise his wife, Jack brings her to a luxurious flat, which will be paid for by his new employer. The man is proud and happy to be able to take his place again and get his family out of debt and misery. But Kate is upset, for she is convinced it will ruin everything they have. Jack is utterly bewildered. The next day, he accidentally finds a return ticket from London in an old book. It turns out that he flew away in the alternate reality as well, but returned the next day. Kate shows up and says that if he wants this new job so badly, she's willing to drop everything and go with him. After all, love is more important than an address. The next morning, playing happily in the snow with her father, the daughter joyfully announces that the real daddy is finally back. In the afternoon, digging in the garage, Jack suddenly hears the call that a strange man with a gun gave him. It's little Annie who found the thing and hooked it on her bike. That same evening, he meets him at a shop near his home. Sensing something wrong, Jack says he doesn't want to go back. The guy replies that nothing lasts forever. Already sure that he's about to disappear from this reality again, late at night Jack goes to look at the sleeping children, to say goodbye to them. He is very bitter. He asks Kate to remember him like this, and is afraid to go to sleep. His wife sleeps sweetly, and he sits in the chair, trying to keep his eyes open. He knows that if he does this, everything will disappear. That's exactly what happened. The next morning, the man is back in his penthouse. Barely paying attention to the returned mistress, Jack rushes back to the suburbs, to his family. Of course, in this life, the nice house is occupied by completely different people. At this time, he receives a call from his office secretary. Did he forget about the meeting? In the office, everyone is in a panic. It seems that the biggest deal is in danger of collapse. But the boss calms, and at the same time discourages his team, melancholically explaining to them his new plan. He still has everything under control. Everything except his own life. A businessman flies to Aspen to meet a business partner. On the way to the airport, he makes inquiries about Kate and visits her flat. In this life, she lives in Manhattan, and she's accomplished a lot too. But right now, she's packing her bags and moving to Paris. She answers his questions indifferently, but it is clear that this meeting excited her. However, the girl is not going to change her plans. A frustrated Jack cancels his plans and looks at the old things Kate gave him. She kept them. Why? He drops everything and rushes to her plane. He begs her to stay, but she doesn't take his words seriously. Then, he uses his heavy artillery, shouting across the room that they have a whole other life. A house in Jersey, 2 kids. The sun has her eyes. They were happy, and they can still be happy. All he asks is just to have coffee together, and then, if she wants, she can fly away. And so, in the coffee shop of a night airport, they sit and chat about everything in the world. They feel like they are alone, even though there are lots of people around. Who knows? Maybe their story isn't over yet. This is the end of the film. Thank you all for watching this video to the end. Give this video a like. Write in the comments what you think about this film, and see you in new videos.